I only sought a roommate, but the Vulpine girl swore we're bound forever. The old wooden stairs creaked under Elias's boots as he climbed to the third floor of the worn-out boarding house. Dust motes drifted in shafts of golden light spilling through cracked windows, and the faint smell of ink and tea clung to the place. He was exhausted. He had just moved to the city to attend university, and the hunt for affordable housing had been nothing short of brutal. This was his last chance before he gave up and slept on the library floor. "Third floor, room 12, the landlady had said. "The other tenants, unusual, but quiet, pays on time. If you can put up with her oddities, the room is yours." Elias rapped lightly on the warped door. It opened almost instantly. A girl stood there, her amber eyes catching the light like polished bronze. Her ears large, triangular, and furred like a fox's, twitching at the sound of his knock. A long russet tail swayed lazily behind her. Elias froze. She tilted her head, studying him with an intensity that made his chest tighten. Then, without preamble, she smiled. "You're the one. Finally." "Ah," Elias stammered. "I just came to see the room." But she had already stepped aside, gesturing him in. The room was small but neat. 2 desks, 2 beds, shelves lined with books and jars of dried herbs. A teapot whistled gently on a small stove. The girl poured herself a cup before pouring another for him, as if it was already decided. "I'm Elias," he said cautiously, taking the cup. "I'm looking for a roommate." "I know," she replied, sipping hers. "And I'm Selene." The name suited her. Mysterious, luminous, like the moonlight she seemed born from. Elias glanced again at her ears and tail. "You're not exactly what I expected." Selene laughed softly, a sound like wind through leaves. "Most aren't prepared. Vulpine. My people are rare in this city. But I chose you." Elias blinked. "Chose me? We just met." Her eyes glowed faintly. "When I opened the door I felt it. The bond." For the first few days, Elias tried to treat her like any other roommate. She was quiet, kept to herself, and always had a faint, wild scent of forest clinging to her. She studied old scrolls late into the night and hummed lullabies in a language he didn't know. But strange things began happening. The first time, he was carrying too many books home from the library. His foot slipped on a stair, and before he could tumble, Selene's hand shot out. He felt heat coil around him like invisible ribbons, and suddenly he was upright again, the books untouched. "What was that?" he asked, heart pounding. "Our bond," she said simply. "I won't let you fall." Another night, when Elias returned late, he found the room lit only by the glow of her tail, curling around her as she slept. The light flickered and pulsed, and he swore he dreamed of Foxfire forests that night. It was on the 7th evening that she told him the truth. They sat across from each other, steam rising from their tea. Selene's ears were low, her expression uncharacteristically hesitant. "In my culture," she began, "a Vulpine girl binds her soul when she finds the one she deems worthy. It is not marriage, not yet, but deeper. Tether. A promise." Elias's breath caught. "You mean me?" She nodded, her eyes never leaving his. "When you knocked, the thread between us pulled tight. That bond cannot be broken, Elias. Not without pain for us both." He set his cup down carefully. "Selene, I only came here for a place to stay. I didn't ask for this." Her voice softened, almost a whisper. "The bond doesn't ask permission, but it gives choice. You can live as if nothing has changed. Or you can accept it." Elias leaned back, heart racing. The weight of her words pressed on him. Bound forever. It was absurd. Impossible. And yet, every glance, every brush of her hand, every unexplainable moment since they'd met, spoke of something larger than either of them. That night he dreamed again. He walked through a vast forest glowing with foxfire, where Selene stood waiting at the center. Her tail shimmered like a comet. "You fear chains," she said. "But this is no prison. It is a path we walk together." He reached out, and woke with her hand resting gently on his. Days turned into weeks. The bond revealed itself in subtle ways. He knew when she was near, even in a crowded street. She knew when his thoughts grew heavy, answering them before he spoke. Their laughter began to blend, their silences grew comfortable, and the world outside their small room seemed less sharp, less lonely. One evening, as the city lights flickered on, Elias sat by the window, watching Selene braid her hair. "I've been thinking," he said slowly, "about what you told me. About bonds." Her ears twitched. "And," he smiled faintly, "maybe I didn't come here just looking for a roommate. Maybe I was looking for something I didn't know I needed." Her golden eyes shone, soft and fierce. "Then you accept it." Elias stood, crossing to her. He placed his hand over hers, feeling the warmth of her pulse and the steady rhythm that echoed faintly in his own chest. "Yes," he said. "If we're bound, then let's see where this path leads." Selene's tail curled around him like a silken promise. For the first time since leaving home, Elias felt not lost but found. Bound not by chance but by something older than choice. Something forever. Days turned into weeks, and the bond between Elias and Selene revealed itself in subtle, undeniable ways. He knew when she was near, even in crowded streets. She could sense when his thoughts grew heavy, answering them before he spoke. Their laughter blended seamlessly, their silences became comforting, and the sharp edges of the outside world dulled within the quiet of their shared room. One evening, the city lights flickered on, casting golden streaks across the floorboards. Elias watched Selene braid her hair, her fox ears twitching lightly as if listening to a rhythm only she could hear. "I've been thinking," he said softly, almost hesitant, "about what you told me. About bonds." Her amber eyes met his, curious, patient. "And," he paused, choosing his words carefully, "maybe I didn't come here just looking for a roommate. Maybe I was looking for something I didn't even know I needed." Selene smiled faintly, a mixture of mischief and warmth. "Then you accept it." Elias stepped closer, placing his hand over hers. The warmth of her pulse radiated through him, steady and comforting, as if echoing a rhythm he had always known. "Yes," he said finally, his voice firm. "If we're bound, then let's see where this path leads." Selene's tail curled around him like a silken promise, her ears brushing the side of his face. In that quiet moment, the room, small, dusty, and unremarkable, felt like the center of the universe. For the first time since leaving home, Elias felt not lost but found. Bound not by chance, but by something older, deeper, and unbreakable. Something eternal. He didn't know what the future would bring. But with Selene by his side, he was ready to face it. Together,